Good morning, everyone. Where's everybody? Deb texted me this morning that she will be here picking up the mail, so seems like they couldn't make it today. Okay, let's go. So, welcome to our church and our Sabbath worship. And thank you for being with us, David. Yeah, always pleasure to have you. Oh, good. So, today's title is The Second Encounter. So, we are going through the 1 Samuel chapter 26. What I mean by second encounter is because David spared King Saul's life, but again, he was chased by King Saul and met again. So that's the second encounter. So people say that history repeats itself. So this happens and happens again. So let's find out. So I invite you to open your Bible, 1 Samuel chapter 26, verse 1. The Ziphites went to Saul at Gibeah and said, "Is not David hiding on the hill of Hachilah, which faces Jeshimon?" So Saul went down to the desert of Ziph with 3,000 chosen men of Israel to search there for David. So again, King Saul promised that, okay, David, I'm not going to chase you again, and you'll be the king. That has happened at chapter 26 at the end of the chapter. But now, how many? 3,000, right? 3,000 chosen men of Israel. King Saul decided to chase him again. And verse 3, Saul made his camp beside the road of the hill of Hachilah, facing Jeshimon, but David stayed in the desert. When he saw that Saul had followed him there, David got surprised because again Saul is chasing me, and he sent out some spies. He sent out scouts and learned that Saul had definitely arrived. So it is true that the fact that Saul chased David again. So is that frustrating? Then David set out and went to the place where Saul had camped. He saw where Saul and Abner, the son of Ner, the commander of the army, had lain down. Saul was laying inside the camp with the army encamped around him. Now David asked one of the soldiers, the commanders, that who wants to be with me? And the story goes like this: Abishai, son of Zeruiah, Joab's brother, who will go down into the camp with me to Saul? And he said, I'll go with you, said Abishai. So David and Abishai, they went to the camp to meet King Saul. And they found King Saul deeply asleep and surrounded by his army's commander and other soldiers. But according to the Bible, God gave them a deep sleep, so they couldn't recognize David was there. This is a question. When you encounter somebody who continuously and persistently wanted to kill you or harass you and blackmailing you, and what would you like to do? This is a human nature that we simply wanted to retaliate, and I want to pay back, right? You did this to me, and this is my turn. You deserve to be punished by me like this. So that's exactly what Abishai told David. He said, Abishai said to David, "Today God has delivered your enemy into your hands. Now, let me pin him to the ground with just simply one thrust of the spear. I won't strike him twice. Just once. I just wanted to kill him. And don't worry about it. God gave you in your hands. The soul is in your hands. So this is the time to kill him." But guess what? How David would react in the circumstances. David, a man after his own heart, after God's own heart. He has different idea and different mind and different mindset. And this is what he said. But David said to Abishai, "Don't destroy him. Who can lay a hand on the Lord's anointed and be guiltless?" So he refused to take the life of King Saul because he was anointed man. Wow. This is something that he's a very special man, unlike the regular normal people. But he honored the man who was anointed by God and refused to take his life like this. But this is the thing. This is very unfair game right here, because without any reason, he got chased by King Saul and risking his own life. This is not fair. And this is what it says. "Why is my Lord pursuing his servant?" David talking to King Saul. "What I have done, and what wrong am I guilty of? Nothing wrong with me, but why, without any reason, no reason, why are you persecuting me?" Is that a very similar story to you, that has happened to your life? Without any reason, you're in trouble. And it seems like this is not fair. God, why have you done this to me? What did you allow this happen to me? This is not fair. But remember that we are living in a sinful world. We are not in paradise yet. So anything can happen to your life. Either you are guiltless, blameless, or you did something wrong. But still, we are living in the sinful world. Guess what? This happens about a week ago, on the last weekend. This is an astonishing story. Did you hear the news that 3-year-old left in truck runs over another toddler, another 2-year-old. Tragedy highlights unknown risk, group says. Unbelievable. Things like this. This happens Woodland. This is near Sacramento, about 15 miles northwest of Sacramento area. And it seems like the driver, the dad, wanted to pump, so he got out, and during the pump, and some reason he left the vehicle. Maybe he just wanted to get the food or whatever inside the store, gas station, I guess. And somehow the baby who sat behind the seat with the child, the safety seat, somehow the baby could manage to get out of the seat, and he sat on the driver's seat. So somehow the vehicle, the truck moved toward the corner of the taco table. The parents was preparing the table and ran over, and as a result, the baby killed another 2-year-old baby. Can you believe that 3-year-old baby could kill 2-year-old baby? The baby was about a month away from the birthday, the third birthday, like this. So, yeah, tragedy, and we don't know why this could happen, and definitely we couldn't find any answer for this at this point. So that's one of the reasons that we have to be in the heaven soon, so that we could hear some untold story up there. Something like this. And it's very devastating and frustrating. And as you can see, all the story about Job, right? And this innocent man got suffered for unreasonable reason. But Job 9:21, it says, although I am blameless, I have no concern for myself. I despise my own life. Verse 22, it is all the same. That is why I say, he destroys both the blameless and the wicked. And when a scourge brings a sudden death, he mocks the despair of the innocent. Is that the story are familiar with you? Sometimes, right? And the recent story that has happened last night, I guess, that the Moscow, the terrorist attack, and death toll rises up to 133 at this point, and maybe it's growing. The number is growing, and many couple hundreds got wounded. And there's a terrorist group, ISIS. They claim that this attacked. So all kind. When you see this concert, can you imagine that? Do you only believe that only the wicked got killed? No. Anybody can get killed without no reason. And then again, we can ask that, oh God, why this happened to me and to my family, and why these innocent people had to die and killed. This is crazy. Remember that we are living in a sinful world, but still the satanic power governs us. Okay, so the David, when he met King Saul, and he took King Saul's spear and the jug of the in a sense, a bottle of water, right, and away, and shouted to a king, "What did you do here?" like this. And upon receiving his message, and this is the one, the verse 21, King Saul said, "I have sinned. Come back, David, my son, because you considered my life precious today. I will not try to harm you again. Surely I have acted like a fool and have been terribly wrong." You know, this is a situation that if I can't kill you, I can be killed. That kind of situation. I kill you or you kill me. The kind of tension between King Saul and David. If I die and you live, you die and I will live, like this. So this is very special occasion, the case, because in order for David to live, David had to kill Saul. In other words, in order for me to live, I should kill you, because I should live, like this. But David still didn't kill Saul. The big question is that why King Saul repeated his action, like this action, over and over again? Why? Didn't he get some lessons from the previous encounter, chapter 24, when King Saul wanted to release, and David secretly, like a jetliner, and stealthily approached to him and cut the corner of the clothes. Still, he didn't get the lesson like this. That's because when we are overwhelmed by satanic power, the dark evil power, and we can't escape from that power. That's the thing. So I believe that King Saul wanted to get rid of this repeated action, but he couldn't escape from this situation because he was controlled by the satanic power, the dark, evil power like this. So very, very important. We have to give our heart to our God. Don't let Satan control your life. This is our choice. Either give your heart to our God, or as a default setting, Satan is going to control your life like this. There are many, many stories. Now, the South Korea got some social problems that the drug issue. Used to be a very drug-free country, unlike this nation. And then now all kinds of things can happen. They can buy some candies from the stationery shop. And this is not a simple candy. It contains all kinds of the drug inside. And once they are addicted to it, and it's going to be a very miserable incident. And I was told that when you go to a Netherlands, and be careful, don't stop by any coffee shop. To get a coffee, you should stop by a cafe, not coffee shop. Because in coffee shop, they are selling marijuana, those things. And there's some marijuana bread. Don't need any bread in Netherlands. And you most likely you are going to get expose yourself to marijuana unintentionally. Like this. So in the world, Satan is still working hard to capture our precious soul to obey him. So we have to intentionally give our hearts to God, otherwise the Satan is going to attack us in a very different ways. But still, David's reaction, his mindset is not to kill King Saul like this. The only one reason was he was anointed man. The Lord rewards everyone for their righteousness and faithfulness. The Lord deliver you into my hands today, but I would not lay a hand on the Lord's anointed. When I read this story, first, David got afflicted without any reason. He got persecuted. This is our life. But at the same time, David forgave King Saul. Even if the King Saul repeated his intention and wanted to take some actions, but still, David forgave him. Just like Jesus, even if we repeated our sinful life, but when we go back to Jesus, and Jesus always forgive us. That's the story of Luke 24:34. Jesus said, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. And Jesus always forgives. So in theory, when we have sinned and get back to Jesus, and Jesus will forgive us. And again, we repeated our sinful the action again. We committed sin, and in our pure heart, when we go back to Jesus, and He would forgive us again. In theory, it's going to on and on and on, but eventually we'll destroy our life by ourselves. Not because Jesus punishes us, but our repeated action. If we don't snap the chain, and we will be falling into the trap of Satan designed, and we'll destroy like this. So the question is that why this repeated action happens? Why? Can it change our hearts? You know the story of the scorpion and the frog, right? This is famous of fable like this. Scorpion has a devastating sting at the end of the tail, as you can see. And one day, the parable goes like this. A scorpion asks a frog to carry it across the river. And the frog hesitant. And the frog says, fearing the scorpion will sting it. So, no. Scorpion reassures that the frog that it won't sting because they would both drown, right? In the middle of the river, when the scorpion sting the frog, and when the frog got drowning, and then as the scorpion. So it makes sense to a frog. So, okay, hop in. So they are crossing the river. But guess what? Reluctantly, the frog agrees, but however, the halfway across the river, what has happened? The scorpion stings the frog, right? So devastating and frustrated frog says, as they both sink, the frog asks, why the scorpion stung despite the consequences? What was the reason? The scorpion simply replies, it's in my nature. I have the sting because I have to use this one. You know, when Donald Trump and the Kim Jong-un, the North Korean, the guy met together, and the U.S. president told Kim Jong-un, basically told, when you get rid of this nuclear weapon, I will help you. Sounds nice. But guess what? North Korea, it's a scorpion. Can you believe that? Is there any scorpion without sting? There's no more scorpion, right? So this is an unending game, and the North Korea couldn't do this because if they remove the nuclear weapon, there's no more North Korea, so they can do that. If the scorpion remove the sting, there's no more scorpion like this. So what kind of lesson did you get? Scorpion and the frog. The first one, we are not changing. It is very, very difficult we change our nature. Very, very difficult. But the second second point is more important than first one. Second one is, as a result, we may all die if we don't change. So big question is that, can't we change? We are not going to change, or we have no power to be changed or to change. Which one is which? Yeah, sometimes we want to, but we have no power, right? Yeah, exactly right. So Jeremiah 13:23, this is very interesting Bible text right here. I'm going to read the NIV here. Can an Ethiopian change his skin, or a leopard his spots? Can Ethiopian change the skin? What about a leopard? They can remove the spots? Neither can you do good who are accustomed to doing evil. If they can, you can be a good man, right? Yes, exactly. That's the point. So when you see this leopard, a very beautiful creature with some dots on it, can you believe that in Korea, the capital city, Seoul, in 19th century, it's a leopard kingdom. In the center of Seoul, the leopard came in, and maybe they got some dogs, stray dogs or whatever. So it was a tiger and leopard kingdom in the Korean peninsula back then. But when Japanese came in and occupied Korea for 35 years, and they tried to get rid of everything in the name of this is bad animals, because they kill people like this. But on the other hand, they want trophy. They kill tiger and take pictures like this. So it's gone. It's extinct now. No more tiger and no more leopard. Maybe the northern part of the North Korea, the border, China and Russia, those things, maybe a few. but no more. The last tiger was found, captured or dead was 1923 something. But in leopard, up to 1970, there was a leopard roaming around like this. They can't change the spots. We can't change our color, but there is only one occasion that we can do that, is because, as Jessica mentioned, that if God, Jesus, recreates our hearts and mind, we can be a different person, right? He can recreate. So it is really important. We have no power, and we can do that, but when acknowledging that we have no power, we go to Jesus, and He has the power to change us. This is the thing. We have to go back to our Jesus over and over again. In King Saul's life, I don't know, he wanted to change, but he couldn't. When he turned to our God, and God gave him a new heart, a new mind, and he can be a different person. But sadly, he got killed in the battlefield, as we can see there. So this is the ending story, 24. As surely as I value your life today, so may the Lord value my life, David's life, and deliver me from all trouble. This is David's humble desire to live. He just gave his heart to Jesus, and Lord, please deliver me from all the trouble. God can change David's life, David's heart, and also God can change King Saul's life. But two different comparison is that David decided to go to God solely, but King Saul, he refused to take this path. And this is the ending of the story, the 25th verse. Then Saul said to David, "May you be blessed, David, my son. You will do great things and surely triumph." So David went on his way, and Saul returned home. This is a very interesting verse, because King Saul said something that would happen in David's life, just like a prediction, right? David, you will prevail. I will be the king. In chapter 4, you'll be the king, he said. But still, he was chasing David to kill him. So sad story. So what could we get some lessons? When we have some troubles and difficult times, but still, there's a God who is leading us, and we are still living in a sinful world. So it is not unusual to experience some bad things in our lives, but still we can go back to our God, and He is going to control our life. That's the one thing. And also, we have no power to be changed, but there's only one being in the universe. God, only God can change us. So which way would you like to choose? I ideally hope that you can choose the right path, and only God's life, God's the path that we are going to be led under His control. And in the time of trouble, even if in the time of trouble, give your whole heart to your God, and God is going to guide your way in your life, and nothing we are going to fear about, because God is with us and we have everything. In your life, if you have Jesus, you have everything. But if you have everything but without Jesus, and you have nothing. Like this. So hopefully God can change our heart. And when you pray, when we decided to go back to our God, God is always welcome us, and He is going to change us, and He is going to lead us. And this is all our God's grace. Okay? Okay, let's rise and have a closing hymn together. 109.